Hey you guys! So today I want to do something fun and different, but not so different. Little do you know, I've been doing like lots of crazy channeling videos, but I don't want to overwhelm you, so I'm just going to upload one every couple of days. But I'm going to actually channel myself today. So when I channel myself, I'm channeling my higher self. And my higher self has a way of being really sweet and really super loving and mending and motherly. And she also has a super scary side, but she's so balanced. Like she's balanced between super scary and super loving. It's like scary is to wake you up, is to challenge you, is to give you the hard lessons in order for you to grow. But the love side is like, once you get through all of that tough stuff, I'm going to nurture you and smother you and love you forever because I'm so proud of you. And that's her style. So my higher self has different appearances. So in a way, it's like I have different appearances. Yes, I do. But we're talking about my higher self. She's like a spiritual essence, and she has different appearances. But I've gotten to know my higher self as what is like a giant snake, a menacing, terrifying snake, but also a curious snake, or not so threatening, let's just say. I also see her as a half woman, half snake. I also see her as a woman with really rich, intense red hair and blue eyes, really connected to water, with a really sharp tongue. And she likes to drive the message home. And I'm channeling myself today, my higher self, mainly because there's a lot of videos out there right now talking about the event, and I know that people are going through, we're always going through stuff. So the event is like every single day here on this planet, but there's a lot of energy shifts going on just astrologically, and we're kind of tuned into that. So we're getting energy downloads and inspirations to do things differently, or we're attracting new experiences into our life in order to complete whatever the lessons are, to work on empowerment and in love. Conquering things through love versus conquering things through like clenching up and saying I don't want to do it anymore. I can't do it. I'm too tired. Getting afraid of it. But you got to face your fears. And I'm telling you that everybody's soul contract, it's written on there that you came here to face your fear. You also came here to experience some of the most beautiful, most enriching emotions out of you could say it, we could just get snobby about it and say we have more awesome emotions than any other alien in the whole entire universe and all the universes. We're that awesome. Now why don't we feel that awesome? Why do we feel overwhelmed? And why do we seem to work with the emotions that keep us down here? Because we're weak. We're being weak, right? We're tired. We just want the fairy tale story already. We feel like we've put in enough. But there's something about what have you discovered about yourself? There's something about the deeper learning, the deeper discovery about love, and being brutally honest with yourself about how you really feel about that thing. Being brutally honest with yourself about why you're feeling the way that you feel. Not just because, well, I don't like that person. No, that's not a good enough answer. That's not helping us get to know you. That's just you making a statement. Like if you really want to get to know your soul, get to know yourself, get to know then your higher self, which is also you, just a super infinite frequency version of yourself, you got to go deeper. You got to say, well, what truly is upsetting me about this person? Well, this person, I feel like when I share from my heart how I truly feel, they don't want to listen. They don't want to change. They just want to sling mud at me. They don't want to participate in helping to make my life experience better when I am putting so much in to make their life experience better. Okay, we're getting there. We're getting there. Okay, so we're starting to understand you. We're starting to understand about what you want, you're choosing as love or choosing as not love. So why did you choose this reflection of love in the first place? Because you did choose this reflection of love, and now you are battling against it. Now you are fighting against this reflection of love. A lot of people find that their balance is intermixed with other people. That is one of the biggest challenges in finding a freeing sensation of just freedom in the heart, freedom of the senses, freedom to just be yourself, freedom to just simply love. But there's still value to these lessons and value to these experiences. So we got to go even deeper than that, because every one of us is a reflection of ourselves. So whoever this person is, you have to see yourself within this person. And what is it about this person, what is it about this version of you, then that you can work on choosing love or acceptance, or saying that this part of myself is not ready yet, or there's something about this. We got to keep going deeper and deeper, but not getting intertwined with I hate, I want to choke, the heaven never gives me anything, my life sucks, that doesn't help. That isn't ascension. That is just, making statements, and they're not really nurturing the soul. They're not bringing out the best in you. They're just making statements and getting you really nowhere. And you can make those statements for the rest of your life and nothing will change, because you're not choosing to go deeper, you see? So the event energy is hitting the event. And I know a lot of people are interested in learning more about this. And for me, it's like, okay, so we have the event, right? Like, what does that mean exactly? Like, a lot of people can take it in all different kinds of ways. Like, the event for some people is like, oh my God, is it my time? Am I going to start seeing like auras and spirit guides? And am I going to start opening up psychically without even trying? Just bam, I just open up psychically. I'm not even going to work on myself. I just want to open up. I don't want to work on me. I just want to be psychic, because that's just what I want. It's like, well, is that why you came here? So you don't learn anything? You just want stuff? And you don't want to have to actually participate in the experience of living, which takes years and years and years and years and years of growth and development. Abbey, did not just wake up and figure out I was psychic. I had to find that reality within myself. And it was through making YouTube videos that I started to realize that I already knew I was talking in the spirit realm, but I didn't realize that I had a gift or ability to share a spiritual perspective on things, to heal people through spiritual energy and love. I wasn't aware of that yet. And only through making YouTube videos did I become aware of that. So YouTube became the mirror that helped me to see that side of myself. So I had to actually put the steps in place in order to discover that I already was psychic. So that's like a whole nother topic. But I don't even remember what the event is like. It's like I don't think about it, but it's out there. I can't even remember what the title of this like thing is. It's called The Event. All right, so other people could be like, oh, is the event, alien disclosures? Yes, the event is alien disclosures. 6 months later, aliens have not disclosed anything. The event, maybe it's a financial reset. 6 months later, nothing has happened. The event, it's an energy shift, man. Like, the event is an energy shift, and we just allow things to happen as they will. But don't get your hopes up. Don't get your panties in a bunch. Don't be afraid of the event. It's just another day in the life of you, in the life of me, in the life of us, in the life of the human race. So events, they like the event of December 21st, 2012, 12/21/2012. What were you doing on that day? What were you thinking about leading up to the event that was, the Mayan calendar date? Were you curious? Were you afraid? Were you hopeful? Did you think it was going to activate some psychic gift? What was your expectation of that event? That was a freaking humongous, powerful event. What came from that? Who are you today versus who were you then? And now we'll see what the stretch of the event energy and how it transformed you. What did it provide you? Maybe nothing has changed. Now we have yet another event. All this stuff is happening, but believe it or not, I do experience what is so much warmth and energy, like glowing, the heart portal glowing more and more within myself. And I know that it's happening with everybody. whether they could feel it or whether they're aware of it or not, our hearts are glowing and we're starting to feel more. We're starting to feel a lot more. A lot of people are starting to kind of in waves explore more diverse spiritual conversations other than the Bible. There's so much more out there, and we're wanting to kind of step out of our sheltered habitat of the Bible world, where it's safe. Jesus is who I pray to, and he saves me of my sins. But I don't want to, anybody else is evil. Well, like, is your mom and dad evil? Some people might say yes. Some people would be like, I love my mom and dad. But I'm telling you, there's amazing human beings on this planet. There's such amazing human beings. And you guys don't even know this, but I channeled a benevolent reptilian. And I'll share that video eventually. I don't want to overwhelm you guys, so I'm not going to just like bam, 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 lots of videos. But I'll share that one. But he actually has a statement about Jesus that I thought was really freaking cool. I'm not going to tell you what it is yet, but it was unexpected. So like the benevolent reptilian talks about Jesus. That's kind of cool. It's so random. But anyway, we've been there, done that. Like, how many times have we heard the name Jesus? Like, we know how beautiful Jesus is. We know what he represents. But what about today? Like, who are you? Get to know the people of the world today and appreciate each other. Instead of still holding on to the past, let's start gravitating away from looking at what was and start working on who we are today, and filling ourselves with love and appreciation for us, for ourselves, and for each other, right? That's the value. That's the wonderful thing. We have each other today. And we have Jesus inside of our hearts. And now it's an infinite universe, so Jesus isn't all there is, was, and ever will be. He's just part of that. And so are you. And so are your parents and your friends and your animals and Mother Earth and the insects and all the people, whether you would define them as evil people or really good people, they're still a part of us. They're part of the collective. They're part of who we are. And getting away from the Bible reading, what we've been really tied to and attached to for a long time, a lot of us, not everybody on the planet, is really tied to the Bible, but you hear that kind of broadcasted all the time. And but to move into a new wave of message, a new wave of meaning, and that it's diverse and that it comes from each and every one of us in a special way, And it can never be only one way, because it's many ways, because it includes everybody. And there's no perfect road. There's many roads that are all wonderful. As in, you could explore Reiki, for instance. You could explore alien beings, for instance. You could get to know what is channeling, what are my spirit guides, or what is a higher self. What happens to souls when they die? What is a soul fragment? What are my past lives? Now you see how we're integrating into a diversity of thinking and experiencing and discovering, versus just the Bible. And that's it. And anybody who doesn't worship this Bible, you are damned for the rest of eternity with Satan, because you are as good as Satan if you do not worship this Bible, this book, forever and ever and ever and ever and ever. That sounds like an imprisonment. That sounds like a threat to me. That sounds like putting a handcuff on my wrist and handcuffing me to a book and telling me it's forever. How many of us in today's world are starting to realize that any books that were written the story is expanding? Science is a very good example of this. How many times has a science book been updated? Because the theories are expanding, because the discoveries are expanding. There's something about even the discovery of an infinite universe. We're expanding beyond the Bible, and that also is awakening, right? That also is ascension, because ascension is connection to an infinite, not connection to fear, connection to the statements, the ridicules, the pointing the finger of you're bad, I'm good. You burn, I don't burn, because I am doing what everybody else is doing. And what everybody else is doing is right because we protect each other in our own fear-based reality. And you're making us afraid, so we need to kill you to get you out of our lives, and we can stay safe in our fears. But that's all starting to purge out of us, every single one of us. We're purging out the old lifetime energy and the old fears. We're having to face those fears now. We're having to face those battles and those struggles. But I'm telling you, on the other side of this is a pot of gold. It is the rainbow and the treasure, right? Of self-discovery and freedom from fear through being yourself. What is you? What is it to be you? Do you even know what it is to be you? You say, well, yeah, duh. I look like this. I wear these clothes every day. I drive this car. I have this life. That's what it is to be me. It's like, okay, well, that's a little bit of the totality of you. That's what you could define as an identity, but how many versions of a facade are you holding up to show how beautiful you are, or how cool, or how smart, or how techie, and how suave, and how sexy you are? But is that really who you are, or is that just another mask, and another mask, and another mask, and another mask? But who actually are you? Because you aren't masks. You aren't actually the details, the physical objects that make up your life. You aren't those objects. You aren't the car. You aren't the fancy house or the crumbly house or the shitty job or the awesome VIP job or the first class seat in the airplane. You aren't those things. It's not the stuff or the money, or it's not that makes up who you are, your identity. This is all part of human ascension, is realizing that the financial facades, the way you look, the way you hold your head, the scary, I'm a tough guy side of you, that's not actually who you are. You are your heart. You are the love of your journey. You are your soul. Who are you beneath the surface of all this stuff? Do you even know? You're many, many things that are way more extraordinary than the belongings that you possess. And being able to learn how to let go of more and more of your belongings will help you to actually see who you are beneath the surface of those belongings. It's an interesting idea, but I am telling you, less is more. And it's not what you have that defines you. It's what you have out there. It's what you have on the inside that defines you. And a lot of us don't even know what we have on the inside. We just want people to love us and to appreciate us and to accept us. But sometimes we push people away and we don't even know why, and we don't even take the time to ask ourselves, is this just another opportunity to push somebody away? I seem to do this all the time. Some people choose to observe that, and some people choose to just not. Just turn a blind eye to it. They just want somebody to love them. Well, they'll never really know what love is, now will they? Because once they get to the point where they're going to discover what love is, they're going to do what they usually do and push the person away, because they're starting to feel too much of who they truly are on the inside, and they're afraid of that. There's a lot of people afraid of who they are on the inside. They're afraid to receive love. Some people just want more, but it's like an empty void and it'll never get filled. And so then what do we do there? We have to actually stop giving to them, and they have to start to experience what it is to not be given to, in order for them to start to give to themselves. And now that void starts to become enriched with the reality that they're beautiful, and there's nothing that they need from anybody, because they already have everything they need inside themselves. But this is human ascension, human awakening, these powerful discoveries. And I'm telling you, we have the freedom to have these discoveries. We have the freedom to make these choices in today's world. As much as we don't like today's world has opportunity. And yesteryear world was a lot more critical, a lot more disapproving, a lot more structure, a lot more you have to stay married for the rest of your life, or you have to go to church every Sunday. It might even affect your job if you don't. How you present yourself in society, making sure that you wear the tie and the suit. Or how this stuff was a lot harder it was harder to break the rules back then of society, of the facades, of that type of style of being, where today we could be whatever we want to be. We can be that. And that's part of just the freedom and trying to figure out what to do with it, and in the midst of it finding ourselves. And it can be easy if you let it. It can be easy if you let it. But it also can be scary. It also can feel like it's too hard. It also, we keep resorting back to just wanting a simpler life, simpler world, simpler things. We don't want to think too hard. We don't want to feel too hard about stuff. But this, again, is all ascension, because that's part of your choice, your soul's choice to be on this planet, was to work through these emotions, not to hide from them, but to actually find out your soul through a very unique experience of being human, and to see your soul from that angle differently than you could see it on any other planet and any other race of beings. You could see it in a unique way, being here, being human. It is not a persecution. It is not an evil thing. It is not a detrimental thing that we can't remember who we truly are. That actually is a beautiful thing. Because when you're a spirit, then, you know all that stuff. So when you're human, you are given the blessing of not remembering. And so now you have the opportunity to see who you truly are without access to that stuff. And now we get to see what makes you truly vulnerable, and you can work on that stuff here. It's okay. You don't have to know everything. You can appreciate that life too is about the simple joys. And if it's ever going to be understood at this level, that's all we're ever going to understand it, then that's beautiful. I find sometimes I'm talking about this because I know a lot of people in spiritual communities, they really feel like it's a kind of a stigmatism, that we don't have access to who we are, or why we came here, or what is our purpose, and and how do I talk to my spirit guides? That's actually the fun of why you came here. That's actually kind of the exciting part. Your soul wanted to have this experience. It wanted to say, I don't fucking know anything, and I feel like I got dropped here in Timbuktu with nobody, no support. I'm lost in my emotions. I hate this world. This world is dying, and I'm a part of it, and I can't get anything to change, and I can't figure out how to talk to my spirit guides, and I can't do all this stuff. Well, so what? You're a human being, and you're not supposed to know how to do everything. But you can learn, you can discover, and if this is all you will ever discover in a single life, that's great. Good job. You did it awesome. And you have another lifetime. Most people are like, ew. You know what? Own it. Because the more you squirm, the more you can't stand it, the more you're going to come back here. And you're going to eat this for breakfast every day for eternity. The Bible, worship the Bible, or else. Love your life, or else. You'll figure it out. I swear to God you will. Anyway, that's myself talking. And that's kind of silly, isn't it? So I'm going to just relax and I was going to talk to my higher self. It was also me. She says, well, what do you want me to say, Abbey? She says, don't you think you said enough? I say, yeah, I kind of do think I did. I think I said enough. And she says, and that's it. That's all you need to say. So now we have it. I said enough. That's all you're getting. We have to honor that. We have to honor that feeling, right, of completion. If you keep driving it home, that's pushing the limits, right? There's a balance to everything. So I'm just going to accept that. I don't need to share anything more. I hope you enjoyed this message, and I'm rooting for you. We're all in this together. And remember love, okay? And bring the love in, and just allow that to free your senses of anything else, because there is nothing else. There is love and laughter and silliness and playfulness and childlike joy and running for no reason and falling to your knees and crying for no explainable reason and laughing hysterically for no reason and what's going on in the invisible world and what's wrong with me. That's what life is all about. Doesn't make any sense, but yet it's so wonderful. I really, really feel like life is wonderful. And it wasn't wonderful for a very long time for me. And I squirmed and I screamed and I cried and I hated and I accused the spirit realm and I told God you suck many times. I hated everybody invisible. But it was me. It was all me. It was me resisting love. It was me resisting freedom to be happy and to choose my pathway and to be myself without trying to impress anybody. Because being myself does not impress people. The world isn't ready yet for the psychics. The world isn't ready yet for, the world is, but some of the world is still working on that. But I am who I am, and I'm proud to be me. And I'm here to help you discover how wonderful you are too, and help you release your fears, help you face yourself in the mirror, help you see what is beneath the surface of you, because it's not about the job and the car and the relationship. Yeah, but I mean, it's these things are important too. They're part of your life structure, but you're so much more than that. And I'm telling you, when you get on that level, you'll understand me in a way that it's probably not going to quite relate just yet. It's only going to relate so much. Yeah, I get it. I am love. I know. I understand too, actually, to hear that type of stuff. Like, how do you manifest abundance? Well, you manifest it through loving yourself. You manifest it through supporting yourself, through putting yourself first. That's not being selfish. It can be, depending on your style. But some of us who are so freaking loving and such huge givers, we don't give back to ourselves enough. And you'd be surprised, as a huge giver, what you give to others. If you start giving that back to yourself, oh my God, you're going to skyrocket. But these are things you have to learn through your own experiences. I've already learned it, so I can talk about it. But then you just explore it as best you know how, and you welcome it to teach you. Teach me energy of abundance about myself and about why I'm pushing abundance away. Energy of love, teach me about myself and teach me how to connect with you more, to receive you more, to work with you more, to be more forgiving, to let go of shame, to forgive myself, to love myself enough to do this, whatever this is, leave this shitty job or this shitty relationship. I mean, I don't know what it is for you, but you say it to love, and then you trust when you say it that love hears you, because love does hear you. You are love. You're part of the frequency of love too, part of the frequency of abundance too. You're part of the frequency of Reiki too. You're part of the frequency of your spirit guides, your higher self, the alien beings, the stars. You're part of life. You're part of death. You're part of creation. You're part of the illusion. You're part of fear. You're part of everything. And so you can work with the frequency simply through your symbol language tactics. It's called an affirmation, but it's an energy frequency choice. You are choosing to say, I am beautiful. You're choosing to say, I love you. As you point to yourself in the mirror, say, I love you. Thank you for everything you have been through in your life. Thank you for teaching me all of these lessons. I couldn't be more happy to be you. You are beautiful. Thank you. Don't ever forget how beautiful you are. Say that to yourself. Now, you create a frequency shift. You are downloading an energy medicine. You are raising your vibration. You are choosing the truth of love versus putting yourself down in the lower frequency with fear and persecution and hate, desperation, jealousy, greed. Do not put yourself down in there. Bring yourself up by telling yourself the truth about you. Okay? My higher self speaks. Myself speaks. Both speak. Anyway, that being said, that's all I'm going to say. But I will tell you, if you're interested in connecting with me for a psychic session, I do energy work and I do wisdom. Whatever you want, I got something out there for you. Please visit me at my website at abbeynormalswisdomquest.com. You can also find me on Patreon, also at Abbey Normals Wisdom Quest. So that's all I'm going to say. Thank you guys for watching. Brace yourself, because I do have a heap of channeling deities, channeling historical people. That's coming up. So like there's going to be videos on the horizon. Lots of them I already have them made. I'm just not sharing them. Like I don't want to overwhelm you guys. But I have some really fun messages coming up. So thank you so much and have a great day.